This is Micornus, Phokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. We are continuing with the topic that speaks about dealing with toxic leadership traits that you may have. And as a young man, we want to develop you into an extraordinary man of wisdom who will be able to develop the character and develop that personality that is able to lead others. And we're dealing with this, and we know that you will learn, you'll become a better person. But always discover or identify the toxic traits that you have as a leader. And one of those toxic traits that you need to deal with is that creation of a culture of fear. And I'm sure you would know that there are those leaders that thrive upon instilling fear upon their people, instilling fear upon their teams, and they want everybody to be afraid of them. Now, this is a boss mentality, and we have seen this, that many people create fear upon their followers because they think that this is good leadership. When your people see you, they run away. And it cannot be that you enjoy people running away from you while you are leading them. Because remember that leadership is by inspiration, we have said, and motivation. So people should look up to you, and that example that they see in you, therefore be able to do things based on the example. Let people develop to an extent that they become leaders themselves. And that's very important. Now, as a young man, learn not to instill fear. That's a bad trait. That's actually a toxic trait when you instill fear upon the people. Now, there are leaders that thrive upon this, and I want to discourage it today and say, deal with this, because that's something that's not going to be sustainable when you lead bigger teams or even more wiser teams. So you want teams to become more progressive in nature, think out of the box and become innovative. But they cannot be when you are instilling fear in them, because they would actually love to please you. And as they are afraid of you, they cannot actually express themselves well. They cannot express their ideas well either, because they are forever fearful, because you are instilling fear in them. Now, instilling fear or creating fear in people is using threats, is using intimidation to maintain control over the team. Because there are people that intimidate to an extent that you always threaten people by firing them. You always threaten people by saying, I will send you to disciplinary hearing and so on. And that's not a good leadership. And that's very toxic environment that you're creating of instilling fear upon the people. So people are not working because they're inspired to do so. People are not working because they have been taught and motivated to do so. People are not working because they are passionate with their work. It's particularly because they are fearing you. And as a leader, as a young man now, we want to teach you that don't instill fear upon your people. Let people not do the job because they are fearing you. Let them do the job because they know the need of doing the job. And therefore, they would actually continue doing the job because they know that it is very important to do the job. So don't create a fear culture. Very, very important. Now, the other way then to deal with this, and I want you to see how to deal with this creation of fear culture, is you need to cultivate a positive culture. You need to cultivate a positive culture. How do you cultivate a positive culture? You must build an environment where openness is being respected, where openness is welcomed, where openness is actually the order of the day. So it's very important that you allow the people to be open, the people to be able to open up, transparent as well, and be able to tell how they feel. But not only that, and this is a positive culture that you need to create, you need to also create the culture of mutual respect, whereby the people respect each other, where the people respect you as a leader, you respect them as well as people that are your subordinates. This is very important. And I must emphasize that when a leader respects the followers, when a leader respects the team or the people that are following them, subordinates, very, very important that when you respect them, they're going to respect you as a result. And that is the reason why we want to emphasize that if you want to create a better culture, not the fear culture, make sure that you respect them. Mutual respect, whereby everyone amongst the team members, they respect one to another, they respect you as a leader, you respect them as well. And that is the type of a culture that you need to be. And when you are creating such a culture, you're making people to be transparent, as I said earlier, to be open to talk how they feel and what they experience within the confines of the company. And that's very, very key that we open up to that as well. The other toxic trait of leadership that some of the leaders would actually be practicing, and I want to help you to deal with this, because you might be having this as well, and you need to change from this and manage it, and we want to deal with it. Is when we talk about resisting change and innovation. And that's a very toxic environment when people are resisting change, when people don't want to see change management, when people don't want to embrace change management. Without change, there's no progress in a workplace. Without change, there's no progress in a church or any organization. And I want to emphasize this, that we need to make sure that as leaders, you don't resist the change yourself. You allow yourself to embrace change much more. And as you embrace change, what it's happening is going to help you to actually open up to innovation. It's going to make you open up to progress in the company or within the space where you are. So refusing to adapt to new ideas or methods, and refusing to change from the ways of doing things, only to prefer status quo, and that we call resisting change and innovation. And that is a very toxic trait, and we have leaders that are like that. And I want to urge you as a leader that please control this or manage this. Don't resist change. Learn to actually be open up to change, be open up to innovation, and make sure that you don't actually stick to status quo. Because status quo, as I said, it will not bring progress in what you're doing. It will not actually bring the company to success when you are actually wanting status quo all the time. Change and dynamic change will always be there. But how do you then manage that? We want to urge you that you need to encourage innovation among your team. You need to make them aware that you embrace innovation and ideas that they have. Allow them space and let them be able to share their ideas openly without fear. Because when you are encouraging innovation, people will think out of the box. People will actually be able to think of better ways of doing things. And you'll find yourself progressing. The same way of doing things all over again may not be appropriate at this particular time, because times are changing. And as a leader leading your own team, make sure that you're aware that times are changing and you encourage innovation amongst your own team. So create a safe space for creativity and new ideas as well. Make sure that people are aware that you will embrace their ideas, encourage them. Because there are those leaders that even when ideas are there, they crush them. When there are innovation that comes there, they crush it. And sometimes the spirit of embracing or wanting to shine as a leader, whereby your own people are bringing innovations, but you owning their ideas. You're stealing those ideas as if they are yours. That, I want to warn you as a leader, because that is now sticking to toxic traits of leadership. And we want you to develop into somebody who's embracing or encouraging innovation, but also don't steal the ideas of others. When your team members have brought in an idea, acknowledge those ideas and make sure that you acknowledge those team members for those ideas and make them own up to those ideas so that they are having a platform to shine. When the leaders start to shine and take over the ideas of the people, you are discouraging innovation. You're discouraging ideas from that team. And next time, they're not going to say much of their ideas. They're going to keep them to themselves. And therefore, you'll find that the department or the company that you are leading this team into, you are not going to progress. You're not going to see success in that. So please make sure that you deal with resistance to change and innovation by encouraging change and encouraging innovation in your team. I want to end up here today. Your host, Micornus, the leader and the founder of Young Men Empowerment Forum. Remember, we are developing ordinary young men into extraordinary men of wisdom, integrity, and character. But we're doing this through kingdom principles, and I'm sure you are learning and you are gaining out of this. Before we check out today, I want to make you aware of our Facebook page, Young Men Empowerment Forum. Please follow us and please click notification buttons, and make sure that you follow us also on Micornus Phokane as a Facebook page. And please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is under Young Men Empowerment Forum. Click notification button there as well, and as well as our TikTok account as well, that you are allowed to share to others who care to listen to us. We have got this type of videos in our WhatsApp, so in our Facebook page, in our TikTok, and so on. So please make sure that you follow us on those platforms, and the good Lord will bless you as you do so. I want to check out right here and allow me to say, till we meet again tomorrow with part 3 of this great topic, allow me to say cheers for now.